very wealthy. And slaves used to work very hard in the spice plantation until in 1873, when the trade was abolished.
Today, gold production and tourism form the backbone of Tanzania's economy, but the country is working to diversify. This past week, the capital Dar es Salaam hosted an Information and Communications Technology Summit. The Minister of Communication, Makame Mbarawa, said regional government and industry representatives gathered to discuss opportunities the field has to offer for their people.
ICT is very important in development and social development of our people. You know, everything has changed now. Everything, if you want to do, you need to do with ICT. ICT is not just a tool. IT itself is a very important tool for social and economic development.
But as the weak government struggles to pull the nation out of poverty, growing incidences of violence from radical Islamists may discourage tourists from visiting Tanzania's great national parks or its attractive coast. Once an island of religious tolerance, Zanzibar has seen a spate of church burnings and violent attacks in recent months. During his regular morning run, moderate Muslim cleric Sheikh Fadil Soraga was attacked by an unidentified assailant with acid.
And I was coming across him. He threw me an acid on my face. He targeted the eyes. Of course, he got them. And the acid fell straight to the eyes and fell down to the neck, burning the chest. It was a very, very, very serious attack on me.
As they celebrate their country's anniversary, some Tanzanians worry about the future of their country.
This celebration tomorrow is coming during the time where there's many challenges and many talks about the union.
We really like it because it shows where we come from, how we started, and our togetherness in this whole matter. So it makes us feel great, and we really wish for it to always remain there together.
Analysts say that radical Islam has not taken hold in Tanzania, but warn that an unstable government, poverty and unemployment could turn many young people to extremism. Slavica Hoke, VOA News, Washington.
Amid concerns about the rise of extremism in Europe, 10,000 people from around the world joined a march this week between the former Nazi death camps of Auschwitz and Birkenau. Many were from Hungary, where a party that refuses to condemn anti-Semitism won 20% of the vote in a recent national election. VOA's Jerome Sokolowski has more.
A Jewish prayer where it was once forbidden, as the marchers set out under the rain and under the sign that bears one of history's most horrible lies. Arbeit macht frei, work makes free. The March of the Living takes place on Yom HaShoah, Holocaust Remembrance Day in Israel, and it has been held every year since 1988. The event stands in opposition to the death marches carried out here by the Nazis. Branko Lustig, who produced the movie Schindler's List, was on one of them. He says he couldn't have imagined this day.
Never. You know, when I was here in the camp, I was just thinking how to survive one more minute.
More than 1 million people, mostly Jews, were sent to their deaths in gas chambers like this one, though some were forced to live in conditions that few survived. Fanny Gal toured the camp just before the march.
So nations, I can't forget this. It can never happen again.
There were many participants from Hungary, which accounts for 1/3 of the Jews who died here. Christina Kuhn is also Hungarian and also one of the many non-Jews who marched.
It's important from the young generation because in Hungary it's a big problem, the anti-Semitism.
March organizers want to bring as many young people as possible to Auschwitz to be transformed by the experience of being in the place that has become the symbol of humanity's greatest evil. As the long column finished the 3-kilometer march and arrived at Auschwitz's sister camp Birkenau, Victims' names echoed from the loudspeakers. Another survivor, former Israeli Chief Rabbi Yisrael Meir Lau, recalled what happened to a man who arrived on a transport and wanted to get his prayer articles.
He jumped into the wagon against the rules, and he brought out with him the talis and film. They were beating him to death on the spot.
On this spot now, putting on these tefillin is a mitzvah, a good deed. March organizer David Machlis says never again doesn't mean terrible things won't recur.
My interpretation of never again is never again we should be indifferent.
And he hopes that each of the 150,000 people who have been on this march will have learned the dangers of indifference. Jerome Sokolovsky, VOA News, Auschwitz.
Donald Sterling owns the Los Angeles Clippers, which is part of the U.S. National Basketball Association, or NBA. Well, he's been banned from the league for life because of racist remarks he made about black people in an audio recording with his then-girlfriend. The announcement from the NBA commissioner was direct, and reaction came with praise.
Effective immediately, I am banning Mr. Sterling for life from any association with the Clippers organization or the NBA. Mr. Sterling may not attend any NBA games or practices. He may not be present at any Clippers facility, and he may not participate in any business or player personnel decisions involving the team. He will also be barred from attending NBA Board of Governors meetings or participating in any other league activity. I am also fining Mr. Sterling $2.5 million, the maximum amount allowed under the NBA Constitution.
Today, the players believe the commissioner has done his duty. On this day, Adam Silver is not only the owner's commissioner, he is also the players' commissioner. And we're proud to call him our commissioner.
The website TMZ first released the audio recording. On it, the 80-year-old Sterling asks his girlfriend not to post photos of black people on her Instagram page and not to bring black people to his basketball games. That girlfriend is of black and Latino heritage. We want to know what you think about Africa 54 and the stories we cover. Join the conversation on Facebook. The address is Africa 54. And check out our headlines 24/7 on voaafrica.com. Coming up, we'll see why an African environmentalist is getting top honors.
I think that Straight Talk Africa is important to the viewers precisely because they see it like a mirror. They see themselves in the discussions that are carried out on Straight Talk Africa.
Tune in to Straight Talk Africa each week on TV, radio, and internet. Join in the discussion of the issues affecting you.
Environmental activists from 6 regions of the world have been awarded the 2014 Goldman Environmental Prize. Each year, the $175,000 award recognizes individuals who have shown courage and initiative against great odds to protect the planet. VOA's Roseanne Skirble has their story.
It was a massive explosion at an oil refinery near his home in Durban, South Africa. Decided to become an environmental activist. His community suffers from high rates of asthma and cancer linked to chemicals in the environment. Desac campaigned to close a major toxic waste dump site.
We have agitated, we have lobbied. We were able, for the first time in the history of this country, to get the industry bosses to be held accountable for their actions.
Despite threats on his life and property, Dessau is now fighting the